Hello vlog. So I just got back from Texas and I was there for 2 weeks and I stayed with my Aunt Penny and my Uncle Jim, and 2 weeks is the longest I've ever been away from home. So I was really scared that I would get homesick, but I didn't actually. I didn't really vlog a ton, but I still wanted to sit down and tell you guys what I did. That's what I'm kind of gonna do. It's gonna be like kind of a sit down thing and videos, because I took some videos that I'll put in there. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, through security. There's literally like 700 trillion people here, and it's super awkward, so I'm gonna stop vlogging now. I just landed in Austin and I got my bag. Aunt Penny's coming to pick me up soon. I'm gonna pick up G. Hello vlog. I'm here. We ate lunch after she picked me up at the airport, and we went to this cafe that my cousin works at, and I got to see her, which was really nice. So I got there on Saturday, July the 6th, and we didn't really do much that day. I just kind of got reintroduced to the animals. So they have 3 cows. They have Mia, who is pregnant and is due in about 5 weeks, and I was actually there when she was artificially inseminated, and I kind of helped. So then they have Gidget, who just had her baby, and she just got artificially inseminated again, so we're really hoping she's pregnant. And then we have Margaret, who is Gidget's baby, and she was born in April, so she's just a few months old. On the other side of the pasture, she has 2 horses. One's name is Dream, and she's huge, and she has to be fed first or else she'll throw a temper tantrum. And then there's Rusty, who is super sweet and pretty chill. And Dream loves to be hosed off. She loves for you to spray water on her, and she likes to splash her feet in the water trough. It's the funniest thing ever. And then on that side of the pasture, they have 2 donkeys. Miller, who's feisty, and he's sweet when he wants to be, and he loves for you to pet him, and he gets jealous super easily, but I have to admit he kind of scares me. But then there's Molly, who is pregnant, and she actually had her baby while I was there, so that was really exciting. We weren't expecting her to have the baby because we didn't know how far along she was, because when Aunt Penny bought her, she was pregnant, but she didn't know that, so she kind of got a 2-for-1, but she loves for you to brush her and pet her. She's the sweetest donkey. And there's also a barn cat named Charlie, and he shakes his tail like a rattlesnake when he's excited, and I tried to get it on video, but I could never get him doing it. She also has 5 ducks, I think. I don't really know all of their names. I know there's one named Lucy. And she lays her egg at night. They have 2 dogs. They're boxers named Zeus and Zelda. Zeus is pretty chill. He's got arthritis, so he doesn't play as much as the other dogs. But they have this fake alligator, and he is obsessed with it. Like, he will stare at it in the pool and try to get it. It's so funny. And then Zelda loves to play, and she's like obsessed with licking the other dogs. It's kind of funny, but they're both the sweetest dogs. And then my cousin Madison, who's graduating college in December, she was there for most of the time I was there, and she brought her horse and her dog. And so her dog's name is Major, and he's a boxer too. He loves to play. Rita is her horse. She's really sweet. She let me brush her mane, and she loved it, and she also loves to eat grass. I was really excited to be there for 2 weeks with the animals. Like, really excited. And I got the hang of things pretty quickly. So, like, Aunt Penny, she let me make the cows food, or like mix the cows food, and I got to feed them every day. And so that was really cool. And I know that probably sounds stupid. You guys are like, so you fed a cow, like so what? But I can't really explain how much I loved it and how much I loved the atmosphere and everything, because I had a really good time and I'm super glad I went. And I learned a lot and I made a lot of memories. So on Sunday, July 7th, which was Uncle Jim and Catherine, my other cousin's birthday, we went out for brunch to celebrate Uncle Jim's birthday, and Aunt Penny's neighbors and good friends, Bill and Perry, came. And then Madison's best friend and her best friend's boyfriend came down. And we came back and swam, and then we went for a golf cart ride around the neighborhood, I guess. It's beautiful there. It's really beautiful there. So on Monday, July 8th, we went out to eat dinner for Catherine's birthday, and we had this waiter, and he was hilarious. He made Uncle Jim and Catherine strut down a paper towel runway while the whole restaurant sang happy birthday to them.
Attention, Joe's Crab Shack. My friends here are having their birthday today. Can we give them a round of applause? Today we got Catherine here. Her family has told me that she's always wanted to be a runway model. So as we sing her happy birthday, she's gonna strut her stuff along our makeshift catwalk that I currently made out of 5 whole sets. And while she's doing that, my main man Fernando over here is going to put that bucket on his head and dance the robot while we sing happy birthday. If they stop at any point during the song, we start all over. We close at 11, just to let you know. I have a shih tzu, I have to go take care of her name's Cookie, she needs to be fed. Happy birthday from Joe's on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from Joe. Happy birthday to you.
On Tuesday, July the 9th, I tried Cane's for the first time, and it was really good. We also went to Austin to try to watch the bats fly out from under the Congress Avenue Bridge, I think is what it's called. But it turned out to be a really hot day, and so sometimes if it's really hot, it will take the bats won't come out until really late at night. So we didn't end up getting to see them, but it was still cool to see Austin at night. And there were a ton of people waiting to see the bats. Like, it was a crazy amount of people. Like, I couldn't believe how many people were standing there. On Wednesday, July 10th, we mostly hung out at the house, and Aunt Penny and I actually made jasmine soap, and it was a really intricate process that required safety goggles and gloves, but it turned out really good, and it smells amazing. We also made and canned bruschetta, which was slightly intricate as far as the canning process goes, but she taught me a lot about that. So that was really interesting to learn, actually. So if you ever need something canned, I got you. Maybe. Aunt Penny has her own garden, so she grows a bunch of different stuff. Like, she grows peppers and squash and watermelon and cucumbers. Oh my gosh, we picked her cucumber plant, like, went crazy, and she was like, okay, I can't eat this many cucumbers, because she was getting like 10 a day, and so she didn't pick them for one day. And we went out there, she picked all the cucumbers off of it and rolled the plant up and put it in their compost pile, and there were 70 cucumbers. I will have a video. There were 70 cucumbers. You can pause the video and count how many there are, because there's 70. I counted. And she grows tomatoes, so she grows a lot of homegrown stuff. So on Thursday, we went to Waco, which is where Chip and Joanna Gaines have their show, The Fixer Upper, and so they have the Magnolia Marketplace, and so we walked around it, and I got like a hat and a pop socket, actually. They had a bunch of food trucks, and they had this one food truck that was called the Alabama Sweet Tea Company, which I thought was pretty funny. And then we ate at a food truck, and it was so good. I had mac and cheese, and that is the best mac and cheese I've ever had. Like, it was really good. Then we went to the Dr. Pepper Museum, which was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it to be that cool, but it was in the building that they manufactured Dr. Pepper in, and it showed like all the old machinery that they used, and there was this well, and it was really cool. And when you could look into the well, And at the end, we got free Dr. Pepper. Then we went to a suspension bridge that was in Waco, and they had these humongous statues of cows that Aunt Penny told me were life-size. So that's kind of scary because they were huge. On Friday, July the 12th, we went to Austin again to tour the Capitol building. So if you didn't know already, Austin is the capital of Texas. So we toured the building, and our tour guide was really amazing, and we got to see like the House of Representatives room and the Senate room, and it was pretty cool. Then we went to this place called Museum of the Weird, and it was so cool. It was like a Ripley's Believe It or Not kind of deal, but they had like two-headed animals and the Iceman, and there was this guy who could supposedly conduct electricity through his skin. So he held a live wire like with his bare hand, and then like this volunteer like stuck a light bulb to his skin and it lit up, and it was weird. And then he held it in his hand and came around and gave everybody a fist bump, and when you fist bumped him, you could see the spark like between your like hands, and it was cool, and you got like a little zap. I did it. It wasn't bad, but it was pretty cool. On Saturday, July 13th, which was Allie's birthday, we mostly just hung around at the house, and we made 2 kinds of bread, I think. Which was cool, and it was also very intricate. It came out and it tasted really good. And we ate our bruschetta on that bread too, so it was perfect. And then we also made butter from Gidget's milk. That was cool. And I got to see Aunt Penny use the milking machine on Gidget. With Gidget, she only milked her every couple days, so Margaret could get milk because she's still nursing. So I got to learn all about the milking process. I didn't actually do it because the milk machine kind of scared me. I was scared I would hurt her, but I mean it doesn't hurt them at all. So Sunday the 14th and Monday the 15th, we just hung around the house again. We picked stuff from the garden, and we made 17 pints of cherry barbecue sauce, which is amazing. She sent us some. Oh my god, it's so good. It's the best barbecue sauce you will ever use in your entire life. On Tuesday the 16th, the equine dentist came, and he had humongous dentist tools. Like, I'm talking this big. Like, they were like 10 times the size of normal dentist tools. So it was pretty cool to see him work. He has to give the horses and donkeys sedatives so that he can, work in their mouths. He has this contraption that they have put their head on because it makes them, sleepy. So it doesn't hurt them at all. But Dream did pretty good, and Miller, on the other hand, absolutely hated getting the shot, and he wouldn't let him give him the shot. He was like kicking, and it was crazy. So they had to twitch him in order to give him the sedative, and then he actually had to give him 2 sedatives because he hated it so much. But Molly was so worried about Miller, and it was the cutest thing ever. So on Wednesday the 17th, we drove down to San Marcos, and we ate at this really, really good restaurant on the river. And then we went tubing down the river, and it was really fun. The water was so cold when you first got in, but you got used to it, and then it felt really good. But there were tons of people there, and there was this huge group of like European teens, and they had different accents, like Italian and Irish and British, and like it was just crazy. But it was really hard to paddle and like keep yourself straight, so I ran into the trees and like the embankment for like 4 times. But it was really fun, and I had a good time, and I'm glad we went. On Thursday the 18th, nothing really happened, but when we went out to the barn that evening, Margaret let me pet her for like 10 or 15 minutes. She started rubbing her head and her face and her ears and everything all over my leg as like a scratching post, and it was adorable. Oh my god, she is the cutest thing ever. Baby mini Jersey cows are the cutest cows ever. On Friday the 19th, we went to the Ladybird Wildflower Center, and they had a ton of different plants, and they were all labeled so you could tell what you knew what you were looking at. And it was really interesting to me because I love nature and stuff like that, so it was a really cool place. They also had this waterfall that you could go behind and stand and walk behind it and around it and stuff, and it was really pretty, and we didn't know it was there, and so we kind of stumbled upon it and we were like, oh my gosh, and it took us by surprise. They also have this outdoor library where you can basically take a book and give a book, and it was the coolest thing ever. When we went out to feed that evening, we noticed that Molly's teats were a little bigger and more cone-shaped, and then we noticed she wasn't eating, and so we decided to just move her over to the cow side of the pasture just in case she had the baby. We weren't really expecting her to, but I mean, we were just kind of worried because she wasn't eating. We were just gonna move her over there at night because usually donkeys will have their babies at night, and the reason we moved her over there is because we didn't know how, or Aunt Penny didn't know how Miller would react to the baby, because he can be kind of mean if he wants to be, and so we were just worried that he might, you know, chase it and try to hurt it. So it was just a safety precaution thing, which is why we moved her to the other side. So on Saturday, July 20th, we went out to feed in the morning and discovered a surprise. Molly had her baby. It was funny because we thought at first that Miller had gotten into the other side of the pasture through the fence. And so at first we were like, is that Miller? And then I was like, he looks too short to be Miller. And then she was like, it's too big to be the baby though. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't look like the baby. And then we rounded the corner of the barn driveway and we saw Miller on the other side of the pasture where he was supposed to be, and we just started screaming and laughing, and I was actually vlogging, so I'll put that clip in there. But oh, we were so happy.
How the hell did he get over there?
He must have broken through that thing. Oh my goodness. Why does he look so short?
That can't be the baby. It's too big to be the baby.
She still looks fat.
That might be the baby.
Oh my
No.
Do you think?
Looks awfully big to be the baby. Oh my God! Let me go up here.
I prayed to the donkey gods last night and they listened.
My God! Oh, see, I can't get to the front.
I can't believe she
Oh my God!
Oh.
Oh my God!
We figured out it was a girl, and so her name is Maybelline. So she's the most precious thing ever. Her fur is all curly and so soft, because it's her baby hair. Oh my God, it's so cute. I was just so elated that she had her before I left. And then on Sunday, July 21st, I packed up all my stuff and went home. I had the most wonderful, amazing, heartwarming, best time ever. I bonded with the animals and made some really great memories and stuff that I'll cherish forever. And I'm so happy I went, and I'm eternally grateful for Aunt Penny and Uncle Jim for welcoming me into their home and letting me live there. 2 weeks is the longest I've ever been away from home, but to be honest, it felt like the shortest time. It felt like I was only there for a couple days, but I am so glad I went. And I'm glad I got to experience living on a mini farm, as I like to call it, because it's not like a farm, so it's like a mini farm, but she also has mini donkeys and mini cows, so it's like a play on words. But anyways, I can't wait to go back and see Maybelline all grown up and my favorite farm animals again. So thank you, Aunt Penny, for giving me the time of my life and for letting me stay with you. And until next time, bye vlog!